I heard coughing in my walls. I broke the drywall and found the dead owner. I was standing in my basement at 2 a.m. with a sledgehammer in my hands, staring at a hole I just punched through the drywall, when a pale, skeletal hand reached out from the darkness and grabbed my wrist. The grip was weak but desperate, and I heard a voice, thin, raspy, barely human, whisper, "Please, help me." That was 3 hours ago. Now I'm sitting in my kitchen watching paramedics carry a man out of my house on a stretcher, a man who's been legally dead for 5 years, a man who was walled up in my basement like something out of an Edgar Allan Poe story. And the woman who put him there, the sweet old lady who sold me this house, is currently being arrested at LAX trying to board a flight to Costa Rica with $500,000 in life insurance money. But let me back up, because this nightmare started a month ago when I thought I was getting the deal of a lifetime. I'm Alex, 32, work in IT, and I've been saving for years to buy my first house. The market in Portland was insane. Everything was either a tear down or cost more than I'd make in a decade. Then my realtor called me about a Victorian fixer-upper in Southeast that had just been listed for $200,000 under market value. There's got to be a catch, I said, scrolling through the photos. The house was gorgeous, original hardwood, stained glass windows, those old radiators that actually work. Sure, it needed cosmetic work, but structurally it looked solid. The owner needs to sell fast, my realtor explained. Elderly woman, husband died a few years ago, she's moving to Florida to be near her daughter. She just wants it gone. I met Eleanor Whitmore at the showing. She was 70-something, soft-spoken, wore cardigans with flowers embroidered on them. She walked me through every room, telling me stories about raising her kids there, about her husband Gerald who'd loved working in the garden. He passed 5 years ago, she said, touching a photo on the mantle. Heart attack. Very sudden. I've been alone here ever since, and it's just too much house for one person. She seemed sad but resigned. Normal. I felt bad for her, actually. Here was this nice old lady who'd lost her husband and now had to leave the home they'd built together. I made an offer that day. She accepted immediately. We closed in 3 weeks. The first 2 weeks in the house were great. I was painting, refinishing floors, planning renovations. The place had good bones. Sure, the basement was creepy, unfinished, low ceilings, that damp smell old basements get, but I wasn't planning to spend much time down there anyway. Then I started hearing the coughing. It was always at night, always coming from the east wall of the basement. A wet, hacking cough that would last for maybe 30 seconds, then stop. The first time I heard it, I was in bed and assumed it was the neighbor's house, old Victorians, thin walls, sound carries. But it kept happening. Every night around 2 a.m. Same wall, same cough. I went down to investigate on night 4, put my ear against the wall in the basement. Waited. Nothing. I felt stupid, standing there in my boxers listening to Drywall. Then I heard it, muffled, distant, but definitely coming from inside the wall. Cough, cough, cough. Okay, that's weird, I muttered. I knocked on the wall. Hello. The coughing stopped immediately. Silence. Long, heavy silence that made the hair on my neck stand up. I convinced myself it was pipes. Or rats. Old houses make weird noises. My buddy Marcus came over, listened to the wall, and shrugged. Probably just acoustics, man. Sound from outside bouncing around the foundation. But it kept happening. Every single night. 2 a.m. Same spot. And it was getting worse. The cough sounded wetter, more desperate. Sometimes I'd hear other sounds too. Scratching. Movement. But the coughing wasn't even the strangest part. Wait until you hear what I found when I finally broke through that wall. Click here to watch full video.